You woke up exhausted and you spent your whole day laying in your bed with your phone in your hand, eyes glued, thumb swiping. Outside, you can hear the birds chirping, the wind is blowing, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. A perfect day to go on an adventure, go to the pool, swim, go for a hike. But instead, you have chosen to stay in bed, looking at other people's lives, being entertained. That's the problem. The algorithm is stealing something from you and you are not even realizing it. You're cooked. You really are. If you don't wake up soon, before you know it, you'll be an old person that has done nothing in life because your entire life has been spent watching other people. You're falling for the biggest trick, the biggest rug pull that has been presented to humanity as a gift. The gift of eternal entertainment, eternal pleasure, information overload, the promise of knowledge with no cost. But there is a cost. The cost is your soul. The cost is your creativity. The cost is what makes you human. Over the past 10 years, society has gone through many drastic changes, and one of them is the lack of creativity. Everything feels dead. Everything feels repetitive. And there's a reason for that. The reason is that we've been on a treadmill, entertained. There's no longer room for creativity. Boredom is non-existent. And it's a trick. I'm convinced every time I think about this that it's a trick. They've put us in shackles. And most people don't realize it. Most people haven't woken up to it yet. Most people don't realize that their whole life is being taken from them. Their whole perspective on what is entertaining, what is creative, gone, swept away, swiped away, better said, because that's what you're doing. Spending your whole day, your whole evenings, hours, weeks, months, years, swiping while watching nonsense dribble, low effort content, literal slop. And it's sad. It's sad because they've stolen your superpower from you. Creativity, imagination, innovation is not something that you're born with. It's something that you have to work out. And you know how you work it out? By being bored. But they've stolen boredom from They've stolen boredom from us. They've literally stolen boredom from us. The reason why people have come up with games and movies and all of the things that you find entertaining is because of boredom. If you're never bored, you'll never create. If you're never bored, you'll never find out who you are. If you're never bored, you'll never grow as a person because you don't give your mind the opportunity to clear itself out and start the process of really thinking, what can I do to entertain myself? If you have infinite entertainment, what reason is there for you to even come up with new ideas? And this is what's causing this vacuum of creativity that we're experiencing right now. The repetition of ideas. Everybody's too entertained. They forgot how to create. The piranhas of the world, the grifters of the world have figured out how to exploit this by just going back and getting old content and regurgitating it. Making a carbon copy of what hit in the past with the hopes that it will hit again in the future. And the sad thing is, even if it's not as good as the original, even if it's not as entertaining, you're still going to watch it because you're addicted. You're addicted to the cheap adrenaline rush. And I count myself as one of these people too, man. You guys think that it's easy for me to sit in front of a camera and talk to you when my brain is craving that dopamine rush of easy content, watching somebody else do something silly to occupy the time. I'm struggling with it too, but I'm aware of the situation, and that's why I'm here. Because I have the hope that if I wake up a few more people, maybe we can change how this is going. Maybe. I could be wrong. Maybe it will get worse. We have an absence of what makes humans human. The storytelling is gone. And I've said it many times on this channel. In order for you to grow as a person, you need those moments of silence, those moments of self-reflection, those moments where you have nothing else to do other than to face yourself in the mirror and see your flaws and work on yourself and find out what makes you tick. Find out what makes you happy, what makes you sad. Without those moments, you'll never grow. Now, I don't know if this is on purpose, by design, or if it's just the direction we're going in because of laziness. But I have seen that so many people are lost. So many people have no clue what they're doing on this planet, no clue what their passions are, no clue who they are as people. The algorithm is controlling their thought pattern. They have not taken a moment to disconnect and to regain their critical thinking skills. So they're easy to manipulate. So maybe I'm wrong in thinking that it's just human laziness. Maybe it is by design. Most likely, it probably is. Having a population of people who don't know who they are is ideal for a hyper-capitalist society. We can tell you what you want to buy, what you want to eat, where you want to live, what you want to watch, and who do you want to be. Easy. You're like putty in our hands. Super duper easy to control. And I don't know if this message will reach people because you've been conditioned to have a short attention span. Those reels that you've been enjoying watching every day, those 30-second dopamine bursts, they got you addicted. You'll click on a video like this one and you'll say, this guy has no edits, there's no cuts, it's too slow, this is boring, next. And you'll miss the knowledge that's being dropped in content like this. And I'm not the only one. There's plenty of content creators on here that are trying to wake you up, trying to help you find what you're meant to do in this earth, who you're supposed to be. Having self-awareness, having a passion, knowing who you are as a person is a super strength. It's a superpower. So many of you will never have access to that superpower because you've never had a moment of solitude, of true boredom, especially the younger generations. Younger generations, they're almost hopeless because they've never had a moment of silence, true mental silence. No radio, no internet, no TV, just complete solitude. Nature. Never. They've been surrounded by technology their entire life. So now the absence of technology is torture for them. I think it's time for us to disconnect. I have been thinking about it for weeks. I know that this is the source of my problem, being on this thing we call the internet, plugged into the matrix. It's draining. Exhausting even. I'm trying to figure out how I can disconnect, how I can get off the internet, but still post. I need a break. And you probably need a break too. If you're feeling exhausted like I am, overwhelmed like I am, probably the case. Your brain has been saturated with slop content to the point where there's no more room for anything else. You don't got room to be creative. You don't got room to be yourself. You don't got room to be at ease because you're addicted to slop. Take a moment, Really think about what you've done over the past week and ask yourself, is this what life is about? The drama, the slop, the panic that the media induces in you, salacious news, chaos, hate. Is this life? Or is it just another rat race? Are you being slowly lobotomized without knowing it? Really? Stop and think. Who are you as a person? What do you enjoy? This is not life. Especially watching the short form content. I myself don't really watch that much short form. So I got at least 1 point above you that I consume a lot of YouTube. I consume a lot of long form videos. I watch a lot of TV shows, but I don't find myself watching 30-second videos. If you're one of the people consuming TikToks and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, ooh, you're on the edge, brother. You're on the deep end. Your focus is gone. I can't expect much from y'all. I can't. Because how do you even start to find out who you are if you're glued to the screen, controlled? I want to give you guys solutions. I don't want to just point out the problems, but it's hard. As time progresses, we start to see ourselves more and more surrounded by technology, and there isn't an escape. There's nowhere you can go. It's extremely hard to turn it off. So I'm going to have to think about it and try to think of other solutions. The only solution I can think of right now is just disconnecting as much as possible. Don't allow yourself to get brainwashed. Don't allow yourself to believe the narrative. Don't buy into the propaganda. Try to ground yourself in who you are as much as possible. Go read some books. Meditate. Do what I'm doing right now. Create. Which is ironic because it's kind of like I'm part of the problem, right? Even though I'm trying to solve the problem, I'm part of the problem. The catch-22. But it's better than being a consumer. Being a creator has its own host of problems, but they're different. Equally as bad, though. Equally as bad. Knowing who you are and knowing your passions is a superpower. It's time for you to get it back. And that's all I can tell you. Go do that. Go get your superpower back.